Hello, ladies and nerds. Welcome to Town Hall, episode number 9. I'm your host, Soya, and today we have the full cast. I love how consistent we've been, guys, because I love all three of you. To the left of me, we have Mr. Solid Jake GG, man. You have fun at PAX?
Jake, you're still muted.
Jake,
you're still muted.
Cute. Oh, you are a gentleman.
Well, every week. Every week.
Well, fortunately, they're updating XSplit soon, so it's going to be easier to notice that. But, yo, PAX was amazing. I got to play Brightwing, and Brightwing was just... Stop that face. I don't like that face. Brightwing is a ton of fun. Yeah, no, your face in general. Just turn your webcam off. But, no, I didn't get to try Lili, unfortunately. I got to play Brightwing, and Brightwing was, like, stupid fun. And PAX itself, I mean, I got to see Tim. I met Browder, met Kevin Naki, and Jester, and Sia Steve, a bunch of other Heroes guys, so it was just a cool experience, really. So, a lot of fun.
Sounds cool, man.
Yeah.
Oh!
That's as bad as muting your mic.
What is this question about?
Anyway, moving on.
His name is spelled with a K. It's Corey. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm doing all right. I'm doing okay. I didn't get to go to PAX, but I went in and around the area of PAX. Yeah, I went to Boston on Saturday night and hung out with a bunch of Heroes people too, and that was a lot of fun.
Quick question for you, Corey.
Oh boy, yep.
Do you still keep in touch with the actor that played House? And below me we have Shampoo. Kevin, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. You know, just working. Want to get some heroes in tonight. Given that the patch is now out. So, other than that, got me some caffeine with me. Trying to stay awake.
Jake, we are no longer the pre-show, by the way.
You are a gentleman.
What a champ.
Kevin told me to tell you. Yeah, guys, we have a lot to talk about. We have packs, new heroes, balance patch today. So let's just dive straight into it. First, a little side note: Blizzard posted a wall of fame for everyone that hit level 40, and yours truly
and guess who was
is
last? Hey, everybody who's in the stream, before you actually get to hear this, guess who was last? Guess who was very last in that level 40? Ah, crap, was it not you?
Boom, ZPS.
Why'd you unplug
Second to last, son.
Why are you showing us this outlet?
He's plugging real hard.
Oh. Over my head. Plugging himself because
I'm a tryhard.
Because you're a tryhard.
A lot of people from our little Heroes crew were actually on at Squishy, Sia Steve. I think it was just those two, maybe a third. So shout out to them as well for working so hard and hitting that 40, unlike these casuals
Tim
on the
was
podcast.
40, yes?
Yes, but his name and a few other CM. I think the other CM, Spirian, was also 40, but they weren't on the list for some reason.
Yeah, I noticed LZ Gamer. It's cool to see some StarCraft guys up on there. LZ Gamer, Idra, right?
Cats was there
Cats
too.
was up there, so that's pretty cool to see the crossover. I mean, I remember at BlizzCon, I spoke with White Raw, and he said he was thinking about switching to this game just because he's too old to be a pro StarCraft player. He said he's too slow. How cool would it be? I mean, who would he play? Barbarian?
Actually, just really quick, I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was a study done about the cognitive mechanics, or no, cognitive motions that you have, and you actually hit a limit at age 24, and past that, you start to decline.
Yep.
And it was done using StarCraft 2. And somebody cursed. So there was like 3,000 players, I think, polled.
And,
well, I'm 23 now, so I've got one more year before I'm at my peak.
No, you're such a baby.
So young. So young.
So yeah, that's something you got to really kind of think about, and it's really kind of interesting because once I hit 24, I stopped playing StarCraft 2 as well. I had better decisions, but my mechanics just went down.
Yo, my melee skills are not what they used to be.
Tell me about it, man. Remember when you were a kid gamer and you could beat stuff like no problem, like N64 games? Did you ever go back and play like Perfect Agent on Perfect Dark? It's impossible. Anyway, back to Heroes.
Yeah, let's talk about the updated hero models. They look really good. I'm glad they got rid of the... I know Blue Eyes was kind of always like a... or the glowing Blue Eyes was like just like a symbol of power, but everyone had it in this game, so I'm glad they're kind of editing that out. They look really good. The only one I disliked on the list was Kerrigan.
I agree wholeheartedly. Kerrigan looks atrocious.
Oh,
Like,
look at it. They got okay.
I don't know.
She
I
just,
don't know what's going on with that '80s hairstyle.
Yeah, you know what? Like the dread things need to be bigger. That's
yeah,
really
they need
all
to be
it is.
bigger. Her face looks, I don't know. She doesn't look scary. She looks like a Barbie doll Kerrigan or something. I think of
This-
Kerrigan as being badass.
This
like,
is a better representation of Kerrigan.
Yeah, look how
than
big the
that.
dreads are on that. Like,
Yeah, I know,
look at how
right?
big the
That's what it
strands
is.
are.
just
Yeah,
looks like
I
a
don't know
really
why they
bad
gave
hair.
her such small dreads. Because like
Yeah.
the Kerrigan in Brood War had like 9 of those tentacles.
Yeah.
Taronda
yeah, I
looks.
don't
Taronda looks so much better.
Dude, they
Isn't
all
she-
look so good.
But she's an elf. Shouldn't she have glowing eyes?
Yeah, I thought the same thing. But she still looks better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uther, I think, is what they showed at BlizzCon. I don't think they really did that much with this model.
Yeah, he doesn't look too much different.
Or not BlizzCon. When they
Overall-
talked about was the Q&A.
Overall, they look much better, and
Yes.
it's cool to see that the game's not graphically where Blizzard wants it. It truly is an alpha, which a lot of people just are like, oh, Blizzard's being lazy and don't want to like invite lots of people to the beta, but it truly is an alpha, and it's cool to see how the game's developing.
They redid a lot of, they did a lot of small adjustments, but maybe just because I play him a lot more, they did a lot of big changes for Diablo in terms of his model. You have this really weird thing where, like, they must have put, like, a light source inside his model, and they, like, yeah, you can see how his chest is glowing. That's actually, like, a weird luminescence kind of thing. And they just kind of made him, like, beefier and bulkier and boxier in the update. Arthas looks way better, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of the heroes look really good. I'm going to be honest, my favorite, Barbarian looks so good now.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love the new Barbarian.
Yeah.
She looks amazing.
She does look good. Like, really good. The hair, everything. The
Yeah,
face
Barbarian.
structure.
She just doesn't look like just some like fat, like enormous Amazon cow. She just looks like a.
Oh, God.
Brutal.
They made Tassadar look like Tassadar from...
I know.
I know.
Who would have thought?
I can't wait for Legacy of the Void.
Yeah.
By the way.
I really hope they get rid of the weird floating thing behind Tyrande, though. I don't know if I really like it. The floating moon thing. I don't know if that's her thing.
Yeah.
moon status.
I mean, I don't mind it. I think it's kind of weird that it changes when she's a blood elf, but I guess it makes more sense to be different.
Also, new skins and epic hero skins were announced. The Pajamathur is actually becoming a real thing. I don't know if Blizzard was intending that from all along.
No, they
Or
definitely were.
Yeah,
the community
they put so
response
much
just
work.
like-
They put so much work into it.
Okay.
There's no way it was fake. I mean, they just said we could make a
Then
funny.
why did they
video
do that
with
as an
this.
April Fool's joke?
Because they could make a funny video with it. I mean,
I guess
it was the
You know.
animations and stuff they made were so like adorable. I don't know.
I forget who I was. I think I was talking this with Spirian. It would be so cool if Pajamathur, when he ulted other heroes, those heroes would show up in a pajama. That'd be freaking hilarious.
Would be really cool.
That's
I don't think it'll
so
happen,
much
but-
work. That's so
It would
much
be a
work.
lot.
I know it won't happen.
They
but it
can't
would be
just slap
cool.
like a pajama texture on them.
that would end up just looking awful.
It would look so bad.
Explore
that would-
Lili looks cool. I like it.
Actually, so there's one thing I want to bring up about Pajamathur, and they do it with Gazlo as well. But they have like not just set
Nice,
tints.
Jake.
They have like textures too. So like Pajamathur has like a Zerg symbol one, like patterned pajamas, which I think is awesome.
That is really cool.
If the new skins are in game today, after Town Hall, I will be
You're
buying
buying
Harlequin,
this.
Witch Doctor. Yeah.
I knew you would.
I already decided that I'm only playing Witch Doctor until I complete all the epic hero quests on him because A, I love him, and B, I want to write a guide on him next.
At least the fact that I own Muradin gives me a reason to own him now because I love this skin. It's
Dude,
so
Candy
over
King
the
is so
top.
cool.
It's
So
amazing.
That
I got a
Kerrigan
good
skin,
chuckle.
I don't. Kerrigan
There were
skins are
two-
like so bad to me. I don't like it at all.
It's
Uh,
cute. It's cute. But
I actually
There
think
were-
that's the only Kerrigan skin I like a lot, honestly.
Really?
So this Spectre Illidan skin, I really don't know what's going on. Is he a football player? Like, what's going on with this?
He's a
I
Spectre.
think that's just like the weird model position that
Oh,
they
you
a
played Wings of Liberty, right?
Oh,
Tosh?
a Spectre as in like a Terran Spectre. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Huh. That's
I think it's cool. It's just in a weird position, so it looks really clunky.
yeah.
And they gave him a different voiceover too. If you heard like when they showed that model, he had like a more of like a ghosty kind of voice. I don't know if that was just an effect that they added over the standard voiceover.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but That's really cool. I like the fact that they're doing voiceovers for different skins because there's a lot of opportunity for really cool things that'll happen. But I played Monarch Brightwing when I played Brightwing, and her wings are really fiery and stuff. It's just so much cooler.
It looks really cool. I like that one.
I mean,
They redid Tychus's model for Infested Terran too.
it was probably needed.
It looked way better. I mean, like the one kind of now is like a little bit clunky. It was like 3 rectangles kind of moving up and down, and now it's like a very like wavy kind of thing. I don't know if they have a shot of that on Heroes Nexus.
I will take a look, but yeah, these are the new Ultimate skins, which is really cool.
Yes.
Like we talked about, you know, your epic hero quest not being that rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that is how you unlock these, is it not?
Yeah.
That's
But
pretty...
Barbarian looks like she belongs in Kingdom Hearts.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
This is a Keyblade, like flat out.
That is most certainly a Keyblade.
I love the skin, and the song
like,
Simple and Clean just sings in my head. Like
Sora or Roxas went to the Diablo world, and that's the sword you get out of it.
$20, that will change. It's just
I don't think it will.
There's no sword like that in Diablo that I recall seeing.
I thought there was another Ultimate skin.
No, it's only those 2 that they've showed so far.
Really?
But if that level of detail carries over to all the other heroes, I will be very excited. That's
What are they gonna do for like
Sergeant
Diablo? Sergeant Hammer. I mean, maybe
Put
you could.
rockets.
Make
What
her...
if the Diablo Ultimate skin's like the more thin, more badass Diablo?
No, nobody wants to see that.
Really?
the
I
Diablo
don't.
3?
You guys hate that Diablo?
I don't know. No, I don't like
Diablo
that.
3. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, Diablo 3's got like the old grandma hanging boobs. Like,
Yeah, no, I do not like that model. I'm very glad they went with the model of Diablo.
Yeah, me too.
I like how there were 3 different Diablo skins they could have gone with. I wonder how much debate they had around which Diablo should they put into the game. So I think that's a cool topic. I like the one they use, of course. It's the best one.
Yeah, I like the new. The
I
new
wonder
face
how much
looks
debate
so much better.
went around that.
You know, it'd be really cool if the epic Diablo skin was actually the original sprite from Diablo 1. So it would just be like the
super
old,
pixelated.
terrible, like retro-looking thing. Yeah,
That would be pretty cool. I would definitely be down for that.
That would be good. Yeah.
Let's move on to the coolest part of our show today. New heroes. They talked about 4 of them, and then they teased 3 more. Let's just dive straight into, obviously, the one that's on everyone's mind, Brightwing. We've known about her for a while now through data mining, but she has changed a lot since the data mining from before.
Yeah, most certainly.
And she looks awesome.
So I think that the teleport, at first glance, you're like, oh, that's super strong. But I wonder how good that's going to be late game, like past level 10. I think its usefulness is just going to like go downhill as the game progresses.
That's kind of like saying Falstaff's fly goes down as the game progresses, though. Like, there's still going to be utility.
No, that's not true because Falstaff can get places that people aren't.
There are situations late game, like, yeah, late game you want to be together as much as possible, but someone's going to run off and do night, someone's going to run off and, like, go turn in coins by the, like, you don't always stick together as one. There's always going to be an opportunity for Brightwing using that.
Yeah.
And she can also use it as an out, too.
She can use it as an out, and her heroic is like a full disengage, where she basically does a ton of damage, it pushes everyone back, and heals the party, I believe. So, to teleport in on someone that's going to die, or even a team fight that's going to be lost, and then just push everyone back and save them, that's huge. Like, the plays you can make with that.
Don't get me wrong, it's good, but I think people are overhyping it a little bit.
It has it has half the cooldown of Falstad's fly, which that alone
Unless you get the talent on Falstad.
Still. That's using a talent point versus not using his talent point. I think it's ridiculously strong.
I gotta disagree with you on this one, Corey. I think it's going to be way...
I mean, obviously we'll see, but that's just my first impression of it. But
things do get overhyped.
What else is cool about Brightwing? So
she's a fairy dragon, which fairy dragons are awesome.
Wow, excellent.
They're
Excellent
broken.
insight.
Excellent.
I think most notably she's got polymorph, which is...
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. think about it.
Polymorph-
Is there an ability that's anything like that in the game right now, where you actually can just CC somebody out and make them?
But they can still move when they're
They can
The
still
powered.
move.
closest thing would
Oh,
be
the thing is
Can't attack
Malfurion's.
or do anything.
Yep.
The closest thing would be like Malfurion's silence when you get the upgrade because that slows too.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's
I
it's a completely unique spell to the game right now.
Yeah, I mean that's like a really weird thing that you want to try and figure out who you're actually going to polymorph. I think is actually going to be probably the biggest problem.
Jake, how long
I
does
heard
the
a lot of
podcast
cool
last?
things.
Healers or the damage.
I've heard a lot of cool things that the polymorph will, like, if Stitch is throwing a hook and like mid hook you polymorph him, it cancels the hook. There's a lot
Wow,
of cool things you can do
that's
with that
cool.
with polymorph.
So, I mean, let's just do the rundown. The trait is just a pulse, and this is kind of like one of the cooler things about Brightwing, where literally she just pulses out every 4 seconds, healing for, I believe it's 80. It doesn't say right here, but I'm pretty sure it's 80. And so if you put her with anyone, they're just getting healed for free by default, as long as they're near her. Like you said, she's support. She has the polymorph. She has this arcane flare, which is kind of, it's like a mortar-esque. It's like a slow cast shot. It's not a very fast skill shot, but it's fast enough. And Pixie Dust, which is just a shield, and I believe it gives move speed as well onto your ally. So she's definitely a full-on support, and with crazy mobility. And she didn't seem too squishy. I was playing with people that had never played the game before, so granted, I felt like a king with her, or queen, but she felt OP in that instance. But and this is Emerald Wind is the heroic I got, and I just thought it was, like, honestly the most ridiculous ability I've ever used in the game. It just felt
good.
way too good. I didn't even read the blink heal. So blink rapidly from targeted ally to ally, healing them immediately for a small amount, and then leaving residual energies that continue to mend their wounds over time. So she casts regrowth on a bunch of people as she teleports around.
Yeah.
What?
The thing that it looks like, though, is, I don't know, is it random?
We'd have to test this,
If
unfortunately.
it's random,
it seemed
the only
random.
thing is, it seemed random, and if you watch the video, it hits creeps, which means that
That's
if
bad.
you're around, you're gonna have to worry about that when you're only in team fights where there's no creeps around.
Yeah, I would never get that. The other one seemed so strong anyways that...
It's basically an overpowered Jaina ult.
Yeah.
Legal.
I don't know about overpowered. It's not as fast and it doesn't heal, so it just seems like it's just a disengage, or like you get into the middle of a fight, like maybe a Tyrael like queues in, and then you zap to Tyrael, and then separate their team into like a 2 and 3 group or something like that. Split their team in half. Either way, it's weird.
So that's the mortar.
Definitely a playmaker though.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, she's going to be great. I'm excited to play her the most of all, but let's move on to the next hero that is released today. 2 heroes are actually going to be playable today. The others, we'll have to wait a bit. Lili is another support hero, and from the looks of things, she looks like she's going to be more of the Raynor-ish type hero, designed for newer players to get a grasp of the game. Blizzard says they are okay with that. Raynor was designed to have a low skill ceiling and to be usable for newer players. When I see Lili's play, that's what I think. She just looks like she's really good. She looks like she might be fun, but she looks like she's just a standard, simple to play support.
Yeah.
Yeah, she looks, like you said, really good for the newcomer. Not as much finesse as Brightwing for someone that just kind of wants to be all over the map, like myself. But let's just dive in.
The only thing is, like, it's just, I don't know why they're adding 2 support heroes in at this point.
I don't think Blizzard has an agenda. Like, you know how League does it, but like, okay, we need more.
Yeah,
I agree. The game...
They release heroes when they are ready for the game. So if they just happen to have 2 supports ready, that's what I think. I can fly. I'm going to swing on it soon.
I had a really interesting conversation with a Blizzard employee at the booth. I don't know his name. I don't know who he was. He works in IT, I think. Yeah, it's irrelevant. He was a guy that worked at Blizzard, and he knows a lot about heroes because he likes heroes a lot. So basically, I had seen this was before the convention even opened. It's before they announced anyone, but I saw that they had Lili and Brightwing in the game, so I knew they were there. And so I went up to him. Why are you saying her?
The new pony mounts are apparently in game. Sorry, I refreshed Heroes Nexus and I saw it, so I'm gonna have to freaking dump $10 on that mount.
Anyways, so
Sorry.
I got really excited about that, and I said I was like, oh, 2 years is great. I mean, that's good. And he's like, I don't really think that's enough. Like, we're just so hungry to add more people to this game, more characters to this game, that it sounds like they're gonna be just pushing them out as fast as they possibly can. So I think that's why they showed off 7. And I bet you, I mean, we know they have models for Rexar and Cho'Gall and a bunch of other heroes, so I think they're just going to be coming pretty quick. I think we're going to get way more than we thought. I thought this was going to be like, maybe 6 months down the road we'll hit 40 heroes, but I think we'll probably hit 40 in like 3 months.
Yeah, I mean, just the only reservation I have right now is that we just have, I mean, the 4 that they announced were Murky, who's...
Amazing. Amazing.
Specialist?
Specialist. He's definitely a specialist.
Zagara, specialist, support, and I don't know. It just seems like we're kind of, obviously, yeah. It's as they release them. They're going to come out with a bunch more.
Blizzard's always been like that through all their games. They never rush anything. They will release something when it is ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I don't see any change to that. I mean, as long as they keep up with the pace. I mean, what is the pace of League of Legends releases new heroes? It's like every month, right? New hero once a month.
So. Yeah.
So I mean, once they get good at like creating new heroes, this is definitely a different thing than they're used to. Who knows how fast they'll get them out? But I mean, it's still early alpha. The game's been out less than 2 months, so I don't know. I think the pace they're going at is fine. I'm excited though for to play both these new supports. They both look like they're going to be new, great additions to the game.
Yeah, I mean, I agree definitely. I mean, I think they'll mix it up a little bit. I mean, Brightwing definitely seems unique from the rest of the heroes in the game. But admittedly, I don't know a ton about
rest of the supports. I wouldn't say rest of the heroes.
Definitely.
Yeah, rest of the supports.
Let's talk about the hero that. Go ahead, Jake.
Let's talk about ponies, yo.
No. We gotta talk about the coolest hero we saw this weekend. I cannot wait for Zagara. She is going to be so good. Oh my gosh. She can put creep to
Yeah, I'm pretty excited about the creep mechanic.
The map vision you get from her.
Yes.
It's just so game changing.
It really is. I mean, nothing really compares to this hero in terms of how unique it is and how useful she's going to be by a top level player. I think she's going to be really micro intensive and really geared towards a StarCraft player that has a ton of map awareness. The fact that she can just counter push lanes by nicing across the map and throwing a batch of banelings and summoning 2 hydras and then going to the other side of the map and fighting in a team fight, that's insane. Like, that's so good.
It's gonna be fun.
I mean, it's basically like, some of the higher level Abathur players are kind of doing that already, where they'll go across the map and use their locust and then go back to the other side of the map and then symbiote to the mid lane and stuff like that. This is basically just taking that function and multiplying it by 8 times.
Yeah. There are ways you can play Witch Doctor where he's a push hero. You can play Siege Take as a push hero.
Yep.
Same with Abathur. Same with Gazzo sometimes. But this hero is truly a push hero with the way all of her mechanics work. I just can't wait. She is going to be so much fun to play. I can't wait till a really, really good mechanical player picks her up. I think she's gonna be awesome.
Creep spread. I want to know if you can spread creep without the tumors. Like, I want to know if the creep tumors have their own spread like in StarCraft. That's like the biggest question I have, and I don't think you're gonna be able to micro the hydras, which is really sad. But gosh, can you imagine if you could just be microing your hydras as you summon them and then spreading creep? And oh man, it'd be so fun. It'd be like playing StarCraft in a MOBA. Like, I don't know. Yeah. People might be against that. People might not want that, but I think.
I think it's great.
I think having that option and that different type of playstyle would be really cool.
Yeah.
I think my level of excitement for this character is going to depend a lot on whether things are microable. The summons. Honestly, I want to see a super high skill.
I mean, even if they're not that microable, I still think she's still going to be pretty micro map awareness intensive.
Yeah, she'll definitely be map awareness intensive, but I want to see a micro heavy hero.
Right, stutter step.
The only thing is, and somebody brings it up in chat, is that she's not going to be there for team fights. That's exactly what Dustin Router was saying many times. So that is going to be a little bit more difficult in those maps where you do have to have those types of team fights, like Cursed Hollow.
Well, I mean, there's so many times when people are making champions or heroes or whatever they call them in Dota, where they're you want them to be good with every comp. Some heroes you have to have a hero that has a comp built around them. That's just the way it's going to be with specialists.
Yeah, most certainly. I'm not disagreeing. It is a thing that people are going to have to keep in mind when they're solo queuing up. It's I'm going to play Zagara, and then all of a sudden, now you have a Zagara on your team who's worse than a laning Abathur.
It's you're running. Imagine Zagara, Abathur, Siege Tank, Tychus, and Gazlo.
Gazlo Witchstalker, 5 specialists. Boom. Greatest team comp.
Push or feed.
The true push or feed comp.
The true push or feed comp.
Let's make this happen.
I'm excited for Zagara. She looks so cool.
So if they showed Zagara in a show match, which you informed me in the pre-show, and I missed the show matches because I was actually working at PAX, and I couldn't watch them, but they have to be pretty much around the corner if they actually had it in a show match. If the character is playable, they're probably just tweaking it, and I would expect we would get it in the next, maybe by May? Who knows?
It may just been they wanted to release her with a skin. Or they're finalizing.
But we already have characters without skins.
Or maybe they were finalizing tints on her. Maybe they the tints aren't there are plenty of options why it's not in game.
Or maybe they just want to spread it out.
He was saying in one of the interviews where they're talking about talents, and they're oh yeah, at level 1 she's gonna have 6 more banelings or something like that, and that's a talent that they wanted to give her because they're talking about the talent system in general. And he was like, oh my god. This is game-changing. Can we keep that? Tell me we can keep that. So it sounds like they are still just balancing her talents out a little bit here.
I guess.
I remember that.
Wow. Cool. Very cool.
The hero I'm most excited for, that I'm going to feed a lot on, is Murky. I am so excited for Murky. I'm glad, Dustin Bowser set up, this hero is going to die a lot. People are going to suck on him, and he is going to be, useless to a lot of people. I'm glad they're willing to just introduce...
People are going to suck on him.
Yeah, I'm glad they're willing... I'm rather willing to introduce a hero that is just not going to be good with a lot of people. It's going to have if he works, it's because he's got a really high skill ceiling and someone really good figures him out. And I like that a lot.
Explain him a little bit for the people that don't know how he plays.
He has a really low life and damage. He's just kind of if he were to be without his cool egg talent or egg skill, he would just be a 50% health nerf on Teemo type hero. He'd just be useless. But he has an ability where he can place an egg, and when that egg is up, when you die, you spawn at that within seconds. It's I think 3 seconds. It will look like.
I think it's 2.5 actually, but yeah.
It's something insane. So you put say in lane phase, you put your egg behind your wall where it's in a safe spot. You can literally just run into tower over and over again, beating it down. And I think he had that Murloc Swarm ult. That just
that was so cool to see.
Yeah, they didn't actually break down his abilities for us. They just gave us a brief demo, but
there's not much on him.
Yeah, I mean, we can kind of guess that one of his heroics is a net that goes down on everyone. I mean, if you play World of Warcraft, Murlocs like to throw that net down on you, and then you're stuck and they beat on you. So something to that effect is probably a net that hits a group area. I have no idea what this icon on the left is for the heroic. I have no clue.
There was not much. There was just a little cute, 2-minute segment on him, and that's all we saw on Murky.
Yeah.
But
I would like.
He looks
I
like
would
a
like
hero
to say,
that.
Look at his backstory. I didn't even notice that until right now.
Very detailed.
I mean, he's just supposed to. He's basically the Zerg of the Warcraft. Just kill your opponent with a whole bunch of Zergling.
I called this, by the way.
You did.
Just want to say that. Yep, episode 1. Go check the VOD out. I mentioned that there should be a suicide hero in the game. I said Leroy Jenkins, but I called it. I called that.
You did.
And I said it would be a crazy hero. Boom. That's it, right there.
Boom.
Murky looks like he's going to be so cool. I can't wait for him.
I'm pretty excited.
Yeah.
I think my favorite part about this game is just these weird heroes that you don't expect to see in MOBAs, like Murky and Abathur and Zagara looks insane too, but I want to see I don't even know. I want to see Deckard Cain. I want to see, like...
It's happening!
Deckard Cain, right? Roshi
The cool thing-
pulls out, kills everybody. Deckard Cain.
The cool thing I like about
As much as I can, anytime anybody brings up new heroes, I'm like, Deckard Cain. He hulks out. He's Roshi. He, like, just... It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
that would be really funny.
And somewhere on the texture,
a Super
it's
Saiyan.
pulled in, like, his, like, wrinkled skin, Shamtu.
Dedicated to.
When
But
we
yeah,
get
you're right though. I think that this is going to be a huge draw for the game. Like, if anything else sets it aside from all the other games in the genre, it's going to be all the wackiness in terms of the heroes that are still viable. Like, people are going to be playing these heroes and they're going to be finding out crazy ways and crazy combinations, and it's going to be super exciting for spectators, and it's going to draw people into the game, and it's going to be great.
Like, someone's gonna be like known for being like I forget which player it was, but there's a League of Legends player that was famous for Articuno, whatever that frostbird is.
Articuno.
Articuno.
And
Farticuno.
Nivea. And that Froganivia.
Froganivia. Anyways, you know, somebody's gonna be like this godlike Murky that is always gonna be banned, and you know, in the picks and ban stage. So,
Dude, like, I really, the thing I like about Murky the most is he is not going to be good in a lot of people's hands, which kind of makes me happy because Blizzard is willing to make difficult.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
We were all worried about heroes being too casual. Like,
Yeah.
Blizzard was wanting to make it fun for everybody. They're designing a hero that is not going to be fun for some people. You're not going to be able to play him.
They're just gonna
it.
die. They're just gonna die constantly, and it's gonna be great.
I love feeders. It's going to be great.
As long as they're not on my team, just keep them off my team, Blizzard. Thanks.
Oh, gosh. That's funny.
Yeah. Well, those were the 4 heroes. We're actually going to go to a quick commercial break, guys, and then we'll come back and talk about the teased heroes. We've got some quotes from Dustin Browder, what's going on with the tech wipe, or tech alpha wipe, and some patch notes. When we get back, this is Town Hall Episode 9. See you guys in 90 seconds. Hi guys, welcome back to Town Hall Episode 9. We're diving straight back into it. The Teased Heroes. This was one I talked about a lot. He's one of my favorite WoW villains of all time. It's Kael'thas. So excited to see that he is... I mean, if he's being teased, like we actually talked about how we saw Zagara, which means she's on the verge. I mean, if he's being teased as well, they wouldn't be showing him and the other two if they weren't on, on the brink of
right,
being
because in other footage we've seen like Cho'Gall, we've seen Rex, or we've seen other guys, but they specifically showed us 3 more. So Kael'thas, huh?
Kael'thas, Chen, and Sylvanas are the 3. I talked about this a lot with Idra. There are no true, like, if you've ever played any other MOBAs, mid lane is usually dominated by an AP caster. type hero, just like an actual spellcaster, like a mage, like a Jaina Proudmoore or something. There are really no true AP casters in this game. Like if you compare them, if you look at all the heroes, there's no like if you compare it to like a Lux or even a Nivea, there's no AP casters in this game, and I hope Kael'thas can fill that hole because I was a big AP mid guy.
Yeah, he's gonna summon the Phoenix for an ultimate. Calling it right now, heroic. But yeah, he has to be a glass cannon. Like, what else would he be? I can't fathom what else he would be.
Yeah. I mean, he's probably the hero out of those three that I'm the most excited for.
Oh yeah.
I can't really expect Sylvanas to be like that groundbreaking. She's gonna have a bow.
It's funny because like
windrunner type.
Sylvanas was cool in like Warcraft lore and like in while she's like the leader of the undead. That's cool and all, but like she didn't get so hype until Hearthstone. That's because she was broken as shit. Like.
I've always, for whatever reason, been a huge Sylvanas fan. She has been. I've used her like icon as my avatar in forums for like forever. I don't know why. I really don't know why. I just think the fact that she's like some kind of undead archer is cool. But I think she's gonna have a lot of poison damage. I think she's gonna be dot based.
Jake, is Sylvanas your waifu?
She's my waifu.
Shut up, Kev.
No, but seriously, I think she's gonna be like. It's hard to say because she's not gonna have. Well, I have no idea what she's.
She's gonna be like a ranged like Tyron. Like she's gonna be she's
not gonna be support. She's gonna be a.
Well, no, I mean she's gonna be like bow person.
Well, yeah, that's a given. But
I'm just saying people from Hearthstone don't know that like her background.
I see.
Yeah.
All right. To be fair, I have no idea.
You see that bow and you see that quiver. This is a quiver.
What's she gonna do with that? She's gonna throw the arrows at him.
I didn't have the picture open, so I guess that is a given. Silly Zoya.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to be ranged. She's going to probably just have, like, I don't know, like, most of her abilities in other games have been really lackluster, and that's why I'm not too excited for her. However, if you were really listening to the Q&A, or when they brought up Sylvanas, there's two people that got, like, the biggest cheers. Candy King Muradin got, like, the biggest cheer, and Sylvanas Windrunner being... sneak peeked was like the second biggest cheer.
Murky got some pretty big screams when that video went on.
That's true, but like I mean, like in terms of just showing something and the crowd just goes wild, it was Sylvanas and Candy King.
She's the freaking Banshee Queen. How do you not love her? She's awesome.
I'm excited to see how she plays. You don't really like. How would you? Is she going to be like a hunter? Is she going to be stun based? Is she going to be like shadow damage based? Like
I expect her to be a shadow hunter because the shadow hunter is an actual class in the Warcraft universe. So I mean, it's not in WoW, but it does exist in Warcraft 3. So I think they'll make her a shadow hunter.
I hope so.
Whoa, Rule 34, Sylvanas. I'm looking for her abilities.
What? Why did you?
Huh?
I'm looking for her abilities.
And you found Rule 34.
No, I was scrolling through a WoW website and anyway, what are her like standard abilities? Like
she wasn't like a raid boss or anything. She's the leader of the like you can go and raid Undercity as the Alliance and like kill her, but all she does is like auto attack you and like have guards spawn. Like she's not an actual like playable character. I don't even think she was playable in Warcraft 3. She was just kind of like this blood elf.
Pretty sure she wasn't. Yeah,
she was playable.
So what are her
abilities? I don't think so.
I don't remember.
You played the Night Elf that... No, you played as Arthas, I think, that mission. Never mind.
Yeah.
Where you raided her city and then turned her to Horde.
I mean, I wonder if Hearthstone's going to have an influence on her, where to the point where she has some kind of death rattle, because... So, this is a little off topic, but...
Oh, no, I don't want her to have a death rattle. Jake, stop it.
So in
Actually,
there's this game Infinite Crisis. It's a DC Comics MOBA, and I worked in it all weekend, so I learned a bunch about the game. Point of the story is there's a character. His name, I think it's Nightmare Batman, and when Nightmare Batman dies, he has a death form kind of like Tyrael, but if he kills you in that death form, he revives with their health pool. So imagine if you were Sylvanas and you went into like shadow form when she died, and in that 10 seconds she secures a kill in Diablo with full souls. You now have the tankiest Sylvanas imaginable. Like
they've changed Diablo though, so he's not gonna. I don't know how he's gonna scale properly.
We'll get to that.
We'll get there.
That would be cool. I like them to go away from the death rattles. I gotta say. To
To be honest,
I don't know.
To be honest, I have no idea how Sylvanas is gonna like. There's just so many ways they can take her.
Yeah, I agree.
I have nothing I can predict on her. She can end up being so many different ways.
I mean, we could sit here and talk about predictions for like 20 minutes, but there's no point.
Yeah.
Because we'll find
Anyway.
out before long.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
The other
That's true.
hero teased was Chen. Looks like a tank. Probably going to have a barrel throw that's similar to Gragas that knocks people back.
He has a role. We've actually seen him roll in game in a clip, so we know he has a role. That's all we know about him, though. I assume keg smash, but like you said, maybe a barrel throw.
Let's see. Moving on, guys. Interesting quotes from Dustin the Rock Brada. Are we not going to get move platypus? Gosh, are we not going to get any credit for a game? And we're not go. Kevin, you read it.
Come on, dude. How do you read? I don't know. Anyway, Dustin said, and we're not going to give you any credit for a game you leave. So right now, if you're playing alpha, I mean, it is alpha. If you leave a game, you still get credit for it. It sounds like they want to throw all leavers in the same bracket against each other, or like that's one of their ideas right now, so that if you leave games constantly,
So you go to Rage Quit Hell.
Yeah, what was the first game that did that? There was anyone know?
I don't
There was
remember.
a game that very famously started this movement, but I'll look into it real quick, see if I can find it. But I want to know how successful that was for that game, but I'll check into it. Go ahead.
I mean,
And then,
it needs to happen. Like, there's so many Kev can vouch for this. 95% of our games, or not maybe not 95%, but like a high amount of our games, we have levers either on the other team, and it's just kind of like, well, this is stupid now. We just want to end the game as fast as possible so we can get some
and you
real
get
practice.
stuck with somebody like, I don't know, custodian, and like one other person, and then 3 AIs on their the enemy team.
Yo, that call out
say that.
on air.
I only say that because
Custodian never leaves games, man.
there was
Even if
an
it's like
entire
4
night.
bots.
I think it was 10 games in a row that we played against Custodian, and he eventually gave up, joined watching the stream so that he could figure out when we're queuing up, and then tried to queue up after us, but actually still ended up in our queue.
It sucks for him too, because Custodian, he's not a bad player. He's a
not.
fairly solid player. But all of his team would just leave every game. It just kind of ruins that guy's night. Like, there has to be some punishment for it. It's really making it very obnoxious to play sometimes.
Yeah.
So
The
Kevin,
answer was Marvel. It was Ultimate Marvel. They put in the Rage Quit Hell. And as far as I know, it works pretty well. But yeah, fun aside.
Well, I mean,
Okay, go ahead.
a lot of games have
Okay.
that now. It's necessary. Kevin, read the second one. I'm not trying again.
that's pretty
Poor
much what it
Idra stuck in Rage Quit Hell.
which just says, "Are you a leaver? Is that your style of play? Cool, I'll put you with the other people who like to leave." So I should have probably read both of those together. But those are just 2 things that we saw. Where just they don't like leavers.
There's a screenshot that keeps getting posted of me and Greg leaving a game. That game was posted by Rifkin, and what happened was we had a guy on our team that recognized Idra, was body blocking him, getting him caught and killed, and then feeding. So when we left that game, now people were like, "Oh, Zoya and Idra rage quit all the time." We left that game because we had someone ruining the game for us, and freaking Reddit, man.
Somebody on your team. Yeah, that's not cool.
We were getting harassed like it was freaking Reddit, man.
That's not cool.
Whatever. Who cares? It's the internet. The internet looks for people to make fun of.
Yep. Tech Alpha Wipe. Something that we're all like. A lot of people like when I brought it up to them, they completely forgot about it. You don't start with all the talents in the game. So the first 10 levels we're all playing the game, we're not going to have access to all talents. It's going to be like a completely different game because I use a lot of the new talents now and a lot of my builds, and it's going to be weird the first 10 levels. But the Tech Alpha Wipe was today, a new patch as well. Everything gets reset back to level 1. No talent, no quests are done. Depending on what level you were when the game was wiped, you get gold back. If you were, I think, above, it was 20 to 39, you get 30k gold. Level 40s get 30k gold plus a lanyard. Were we all above level 20?
Yep.
Made sure of that for sure.
Yeah.
20.
So we all got 30k gold, which is a ton.
Wait. Hold on a second. Jake, you weren't level 40. Huh. Corey, were you level 40? No. Kevin, were you level 40? Oh, I was level 40.
Where's the
I was level 40.
Where's the plug?
You guys want to just leave this podcast and just let the level 40 talk by himself? Because I'm all for it.
Brought it back. Here we go. Yep.
Other wipe stuff was The real money you spent on the game is not getting wiped yet. It will get wiped in the future. So that's really all that happened with the wipe. I guess we could just move on to today's patch. Level 40.
So
yeah, I mean, I just wanted to kind of bring up the wipe just because I think it's interesting that they, that they're gonna throw everybody kind of back a little bit, but at the same time, they're giving rewards for everybody going farther and doing more stuff, and I think that's what's really cool.
Well, the main thing I think there's a lot of reasons why they did the wipe, but they've apparently fixed a lot of the quest bugs. So they probably want to make sure you can level efficiently and stuff. I mean, there's going to be multiple wipes until probably the game.
Oh yeah, most certainly. I just thought the coolest thing was that they're like, giving you stuff back. So yeah.
if I see another participate in destroying 10 pounds quest, I am going to shoot somebody. So sick of seeing that quest.
Yeah.
I love seeing the you get done the win 2 as a specialist or kill 10 towns, and then it's just like, win a game.
Yep. It's like,
funny thing is, like, when I started doing the Malfurion hype and, like, playing him all the time, like, 99% of my games was Malfurion for, like, a week. At the start of that week, I had the win 2 games as a support quest. And I still have that quest.
Yeah.
It's been, like, a week and a half.
It's tech alpha. They're going to fix that stuff, but it is frustrating.
It's still funny. I mean, like, I played Sergeant Hammer for an entire week, and I had the kill 10 towns thing, and it only got done when I stopped playing Sergeant Hammer.
Silliness.
Let's look at the patch notes, guys.
Yeah.
All the cool changes. Let me actually open them up here.
Biggest thing is, what is that?
Movement
10%?
speed.
10% buff to movement speed across the board. Yes.
And that's what we called. We said 10% last week.
Yeah, I think we did. You're right. So that'll be interesting to see how that affects things. But...
Yeah. There are a lot of problems with melee heroes, but the thing is, like, they increase everyone's movement speed by the 10%. So, I think Kev said earlier today that he would have liked to see melees get a little bit of a bigger buff to movement speed, because right now chasing is really hard. But it's more like, let's just play with this and see how it goes. But the movement speed is definitely the biggest thing of patch notes.
Yeah, most certainly.
Here it is.
The MS, apparently.
I mean, it's a big difference. I mean, 10%. Yeah. It kind of adds more skill to the game overall, because, I mean, they didn't change the speed on anything else, so this makes it so if you're skillful, you can dodge skill shots that much easier. Because with the current move speed, it's actually pretty tough to dodge a skill shot. I mean, and sometimes it's just impossible, honestly. So I think the 10% will increase the skill cap a little bit.
In our team's chat, someone brought up the fact that is mount speed based off of base movement speed. Will that hit a 10% movement speed above as well?
It has to. It has to. Because otherwise,
that's what you would think.
Not necessarily.
We don't know, but that's actually a really good thing that I will.
I think this is just to increase the fluidity of the interactions between the two teams necessarily. So I don't know if they necessarily want people moving between lanes faster or getting to objectives faster. So we'll have to see.
I kind of hope not, because I think the mounts. I mean, the mounts are kind of pretty fast already. I don't think they need to be any faster. I don't want like I want people. Like, I know it's a casual game and everything, but I want, like, if you're at the bottom lane in Cursed Hollow and you have to run all the way to the top, I don't want you to be there instantly. I want you to take your time. I want it to take time for you to get there because you were bottom lane.
And I almost feel that if they did make mounts faster, and that the maps need to be 10% bigger. Bam.
There we go.
Bam.
Strategy.
Jake solving all the world's problems.
Other general changes, they added custom games. Still can't cast, but if you ever happen to have a pre-made setup, which...
Can we stop at this general real quick and say several measures have been implemented to help prevent snowballing? Vaguest statement ever.
I think what that means is if you scroll down after it says that, you see a lot of, like... There's a lot of nerfs, just small nerfs to the game.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I think that's what it was referring to. But yeah, that's a pretty vague statement.
Yeah.
Fair enough, but...
That should have just been something you infer.
Patch notes, we made the game better.
We are done.
Comma, we hope.
Custom
Alright,
games
so-
finally. So if you ever happen to have a pre-made versus pre-made, so you can set up, that's cool.
Yep. Yeah, that's great. That's huge.
Maybe we'll start
actually.
seeing that. I wish we could start casting because I would be willing to dump my own money into show matches and just start casting right now. But
Yeah. I mean, hopefully that comes sooner than later. It can't be that far off, but
well, to be honest, I'm going to be like really brutal. The observer interface they used at PAX was absolute shit. It looked horrible.
It was horrendous. It was horrendous. No one can deny that.
It needs a lot of work. So I can understand why they're delaying it, but they're trying to figure out how they want to do it, which is good. But from what I saw from the PAX VOD, it did not look good.
Yeah.
Oh, but the mini map was cute. It was like,
I did not like the mini map.
The mini map.
The minimap idea is cool. Obviously, it's half implemented at this time.
I agree. Yeah. I think it is a much better idea. Like what they're doing with the minimap is in the right direction.
I think
just go for that minimalist.
I think they're trying to go for like a game heart like styled observer interface.
That would be so good.
The way that it looks like right now, it looks like they're trying to take as much from game heart and make it into an observer interface. I don't know if that was just my thinking, but the influence looked like it was.
I know they're wanting to
than other MOBAs.
I know they want to be their own unique game, but I think they need to adopt a lot of the setup of the other MOBAs. Like you have the heroes for one team on the left, the heroes of another team on the right. I hate the top thing, like how they have it in StarCraft 2. You have the resources at the top right and stuff.
Yeah.
They need to move it to the sides. I'm sorry.
I agree.
It looks horrible at the top the way they have it set up.
Well, not only that, but sponsors love having the top. They don't like having the sides.
I agree.
Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree. I mean, it's nice that they give us options. If they want to give us different options, that's even better. But I do agree that sides is a must-have.
Yeah. But yeah, I can see why it's delayed. They have added bundles to the game. Heroes Nexus has a list of the bundles. There's the starter bundle, which is ETC, Stitches, Nova, Gazlo, Sergeant Hammer, and Malfurion. Starter bundle, guys, it gives off like this is for new players, so you want to get started. Raider's not there, and you got heroes like Gazlo and Siege Tank. Why? That's not really starter level stuff.
It seems like they just rolled the dice and said, all right, that's a starter bundle.
Yeah, you got the Warcraft bundle, you've got a Diablo bundle, a StarCraft bundle, the heroes, and a few skins. That's cool.
It's a really weird. It really is like it's such a Stitches, Nova, Gazlo, Sergeant Hammer are just like some of the people that just. I mean, they might as well have thrown Abathur in there.
Yeah,
and just the kind of the least friendly people that you could kind of throw into.
Yeah, I agree.
Into that.
they just didn't put any thought into it. I have to think honestly, like which heroes they picked. I think they just want to go out like, all right, let's try implementing this bundle idea. They didn't really put too much effort into like which heroes, other than the themed ones. But starter bundle, that doesn't make any sense. I don't think they put too much thought into it.
Yeah, but I mean, bundles nice. I mean, that's great.
It's a good idea.
They're messing with it, so.
For $20 you get 3 heroes and 2 skins.
It's a great deal, honestly.
That's a great deal. It's a great deal.
Such value.
Bundles were added, new skins. Looks like
they've been changed a lot. They changed a lot of stuff. A lot of like interface and shop changes. It looks like. Yeah. I just hope that they fix more of the UI inside the game. There's just so much I think that they need to fix inside there, and it doesn't look like they've addressed any of it.
It's getting there.
But I'm curious if they're just going to do like one major overhaul and do that again.
I bet you that's what we see. I mean,
I wish they would show us pictures from like their internal builds to see how many different things they're playing with. Like it wasn't until almost 6 months after Hearthstone launch where we started seeing a bunch of pictures of their internal builds, like what the game originally looked like. So I don't know.
I mean, they don't want to set standards, like have people like, oh, this is what we should expect, and then somebody decides they really want to change something, because then people get their hopes up or hopes down. So you won't see something until they finalize something, and they're gonna be like, all right, this is what we were gonna do.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't make sense to do that. Transparency is great for some things, but it's completely irrelevant for something like a UI.
Yeah.
it's hard enough to get the whole "this is a tech alpha" thing across to people. So
Right.
trying to convey that like this random thing might not make it into the game, that's just not going to happen.
Yeah,
People will
agreed.
take it as law. So
And the only other thing that I have to complain about UI-wise is that they still don't have what your current quest or what quest you're currently on for your hero that you have selected. When
that you can't look at the talent trees.
Yeah.
while you're
Oh yeah,
queuing.
both of those things drive me nuts.
Yep.
Yeah,
Simple
I
fixes
can't
too,
believe that
honestly.
wasn't there. I cannot believe that the quest.
I'm just like, Blizzard, please, and they're like,
Yeah.
Battleground changes. Haunted Mines was the only one that got one. The only thing was they changed the scaling health of the underground golem,
Yep.
which just makes them a little harder to kill. No big deal.
I
It's
mean,
like,
I think
pretty
it was a
squishy as
necessary
is.
change, yeah, because he died way too easy.
it's not even that big of a health boost, to be honest. But
It's not, but every bit helps. I think
small
it's-
tweaks are how you should balance games. anyways.
Agreed.
No new map. No new map. What is this?
You know,
Did
Browder.
anyone see anything at PAX talking about new Battlegrounds? Because I haven't seen anything.
So I'm pretty sure they just said we are. I think they officially said we are working on new maps. They'll be out soon.
Cool.
TM.
Tia.
Well, hopefully that'll happen within a few
Yeah.
months. I mean, I love all the new Battlegrounds.
What
I mean,
I'm
or current
interested to see
Battlegrounds,
is
rather.
if they decide to retire maps when they release them. Are they going to increase the size of the map pool? Are they going to make it so that it's not random when you choose a map? And one of the other
They
things
did say that. They did say that for ranked mode.
Ranked,
They're thinking about making it so that you can see what map you're going to be playing on. And
No, they've
potentially-
confirmed that you will be able to
Yeah,
see
you
what
can.
map for ranked. They don't know what else they're doing for ranked mode, map-wise.
They said potentially being able to see what other heroes the other team is picking, which I was curious as to how they're going to implement that at all. But
It'd be like the League of Legends.
Yeah. It would be
okay,
a-
that
it'd be a
was
draft.
the only thing I could think.
It'd be a
but it was
draft.
like, yeah, all right.
I think
That's-
ranked should be a draft. If it's not a draft, it's not going to be as competitive as it should be.
Yeah, I agree.
On top of that, I think that they even for pub games, the loading screens can be long if people's computers are bad, and I really wish the loading screen wasn't just like
That's like that in
Haunted
every-
Mines. I wish it was like these, like League of Legends shows you the 10
Yeah.
characters. I really
This
wish
is the guy who's slowing you down. Now you can flame him when you get in the game.
I don't think the loading
Yo!
bar needs to be there. I want to
You
see
need to
the
heat up your
heroes.
toaster before playing, man.
I want to see the
God.
heroes. In
How do you play with that potato? You should give it to the Irish.
so
Why are we?
so if you're playing with friends, I'd like to be like, all right, this is our composition. This is their composition. Corey has died. Potatoes of the Irish. GG.
Oh.
See you next week.
Speaking of Corey dying, you guys remember last night?
Oh man, shut up. So game one, a few of us we were running puke team. We
How many were in your guys' stack? Was it a 4 or a 5 stack?
Three. Technically we were pre-made, but 2 of them were random. 3 of us were on Skype.
I think we had a full 5 stack last night.
Yeah.
Too.
So there's 3 of us.
What do you mean dying? I didn't die that much. I died. Maybe
He's
two
just saying
times
that
over
he's
the
talking
course
about
of
the
two
game in
days.
general. He's not talking
Yeah,
about.
I know. I did not feed. Nothing.
So game one we were going for puke strat, and then one of the guys was like, all right, I'm going random. He got siege tank, and he just fed.
Yeah.
Game one. Game two we switched, and it just didn't go.
Funniest thing ever. I won't say who, but someone on our team goes, "Oh, I'm glad we're playing against Jake. He's making my hook
I
percentage
know
much
who
higher."
said that. I know who said that. Yeah, because Stitches is actually so fat, and Corey was playing Stitches, and I never play against Stitches ever, for whatever reason I never do. And Stitches is actually fatter than the health bar, so I would see the edge of him on the side of my screen, and it would just hook me. It's like because I would think it's Corey. So
Basically, Kev, last night you missed the God team crapping all over Jake and Corey.
yeah,
It was fun.
we'll get revenge.
Okay.
We'll get revenge.
No. That's fair. Bunch of
back to
40s. Bunch of
patch
40s
notes.
coming in there, crapping on kids. But
notes.
whatever you guys got to do to feel good about yourselves, that's fine. That's fine.
Yo, put it this way: I got in 1v1s against Idra twice. I came out on top both times.
Anyway,
I'm a pro gamer.
Talking about nothing important. I was doing a quick calculation, aka 125 times 20, and figured out that the Grave Golem increase only increases his entire health by 2,500 over 20 minutes.
Way to be a math major.
Not that big of a deal. 2,500. That's not that much.
No,
help.
that's nothing. That's
Really not that
nothing.
much. Over 20 minutes.
That's nothing. Yeah, it's really minimal, but it's better than nothing. Like you said, small tweaks are the best way to tweak a game. You don't want him to suddenly be like already people were like kind of like, oh, the mines is kind of a hassle to go into. So if they gave this guy a ton of health, they'd be like, he's definitely not worth going down there for us. So they were probably worried about that.
It's true.
All right, back into the patch notes. There were a lot of changes, guys. So I'll go ahead and post them in the MLG chat. We're not going to talk about all of them because a lot of them were just small tweaks. Let's each pick a few to talk about. I'm going to go ahead and just dive into Arthas. The Arthas changes are not going to make him good. He's still going to be the worst hero in the game.
Yep.
The problem is not his damage. He's got great control. He's got some of the best CC in the game. He's got a lot of slows. He's great for executioner builds. He's the least tanky of all the tanks, though, and there was not a health or a defensive buff to him at all. I think Rune Tap could potentially be a buff. I don't know, but the changes to him, his main problems is he's not tanky enough, and his passive is absolute poop.
Yeah, they need to rework his passive, but I think now he has a little bit more viability, but he's
still going to be the worst.
He's on Tyrael level now. That's about it.
I think Murden's actually worse than Tyrael. Tyrael kind of like floats between 2 and 3 for me. Right now, the bottom 2 are Arthas and Murden.
No, so here's the thing. Tyrael, if you have a competent team, can actually do a lot of damage, and that's what I like about Tyrael. And not only that, but his ultimate, his heroic, his second heroic with invincibility is also another thing that's really good with the right team composition. Arthas just still doesn't have a composition that actually makes it work.
Yeah.
His passive still doesn't really do anything. What is Rune Tap? Where does that go? Is that just something
I've never played Arthas.
I don't play Arthas
he doesn't have an ability called, unless it's one of his talents?
Last time I played Arthas was at BlizzCon.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yes. Every third... Yeah, okay, so now he's got a new talent at level 7. Every third basic attack heals Arthas for 8% of his max health. So every 3 attacks, but he's a really slow attacker.
Yeah.
So...
Oh, no. He needs...
8%. Okay, so that's kind of a lot, but still with... I don't know.
It's not... I mean, you compare that to, like, Stitches. And it's just insignificant.
It really...
I don't know.
Stitches, Diablo, etc. They are still completely uncontested in terms of tank.
So Corey...
go
ahead.
I'd say
and
Diablo...
even then, it's Diablo and etc. are just the toppest of the tier.
Yeah. I agree. Corey, since you're a Stitches main, would you pick up Putrid Bile with this change? Or does it still sound crappy to you?
It depends. Depends on the team comp.
Putrid Bile, I already pick it up more than Gorge. The only time I pick up Gorge is against Illidan's and Zeratil's, because you need to shut them down when they're bursting down your carry.
Or Malfurion.
Malfurion, too. It's really strong against Mouth. Definitely. Especially if they have the DPS. If they have the DPS heroic, it just shuts it down.
I think I'm gonna... I'll try it. I have a sneaking suspicion I'm gonna continue running Gorge, but... yeah, it's good to see that they're trying to push that. But.
Yeah, Putrid Bile is really good. It does more than people realize. But I think the changes might make it actually like a better choice, because I do pick Gorge more often than not. It is true. I think Putrid Bile might actually be a competition for Gorge. I like
which is great.
It's good that they're pushing that.
Yeah, I agree entirely.
Let's talk about Tassadar. Did they nerf him enough?
Let's let Kev dive into Diablo real quick.
All right.
Oh God!
I know
everybody's like, oh man, they nerfed Diablo, and I'm like, no, they didn't.
No, this is a great buff.
This is amazing. This actually puts him in the running for actually running amplified healing, because the only thing that I'm scared about with amplified healing is that if you ever die, you're in this situation where you have to farm everything back up, and you have to have Pierce for it. And Pierce is great in team fights as well, but the thing is that if you ever die, you need to really relane really quickly and get all those souls back. Now that his souls cost 100, it costs 100 souls to come back. Amazing. And not only that, but only loses his souls when he hits 100.
Yeah, if
he dies before then, he doesn't lose his souls.
It's so much better.
So now you actually have a choice of Pierce or Amplified Healing. Did take a nerf on his 200 out of 250, but the buff to Soulstone is just ridiculous. Now Apocalypse also kind of needed a nerf. It was rather ridiculous, but they only added 20 seconds to it, and the damage wasn't the thing that was scary. It's just the 2-second stun on everybody who's around. So I'm not really too upset about that.
I really like the Diablo change, because I'm okay with like some heroes have to die, like that's just part of their design. but not on a tank. Like where on Diablo, Kevin would be like, I don't want to die because I'll lose all my souls. Sometimes tanks have to die for an engagement to work properly. Sometimes for the setup, sometimes like just a tank needs to die so the carriers can do what they need to do, and then you like it's just how tanks have to be sometimes.
But it got to this point where like if I was in an engagement and I saw that I was dying too quickly, then I would shadow charge out by using like a creep.
You would back off.
Right. You had
and then the rest of my team is like, well, now our Diablo is gone.
Yeah, now we have to back off because our Diablo had. I love this change.
Agreed.
Diablo's gonna be. Diablo might end up being a tier 0 in my opinion after this.
I think he's gonna be.
Yeah,
big change. I think it's going to change Diablo.
They just need to fix. They just need to fix his overpower, and I think he'll be great.
Yeah, once he's not clunky and like the game mechanically works better around him, Diablo might be better than ETC.
We'll see.
I love
Find out real quick.
I love it.
Yeah.
I guess let's go down to Tassadar. That's what.
Let me just jump into Demon Hunter since we're right here on the menu. That was the big one I wanted to talk about because
Corey, we don't get to do what you want.
No,
it's what Jake wants.
That's fine.
It's right here. I don't want to scroll it around. The stream's already looking at this beautiful text. But the rework of hatred is just huge. I mean, every basic attack grants Demon Hunter a stack of hatred, but now instead of it just disappearing, you just lose 1 hatred per second. So it incentivizes. I can't say that word. It gives you an incentive to stay in combat and keep fighting and keep pushing and just be aggressive with the character because then you keep your hatred up. And having that attack speed and the movement speed is godlike. So I'm pumped for that. I don't care about Strafe because I'll never get it. Reign of Vengeance actually got a buff.
Whoa! Back up for a second. You'll never get it.
No, I will. I have actually been interested in doing a Strafe build where it's a very jungle heavy.
Stop talking. Just move on.
Hey! I think it could be cool.
Strafe is terrible.
Yeah. Strafe is trash. Strafe is so bad.
It's bad, but I mean, you can't just dismiss the notes. You can't just. You don't even know.
All right. Damage per level increased from 4.5 to 5. Not a lot. Search area increased from 7.5 to 10. That's a lot. And I mean that's just the radius up to 10. That's pretty significant. And the cooldown increased. So not really interested. Siphoning arrow leech increased from 25 to 50%. That is absurd.
I'm really scared about these Demon Hunter changes.
Yeah, she's gonna be real strong. No, siphoning arrow is
really good.
Siphoning arrow is the talent for hungering arrow. Is it not? That makes it your hungering arrow steals health, I believe.
Yeah.
I usually get the vampiric arrows. Yo, dude, your keyboard, son. You're like in control of this show.
Siphoning arrow is on the same tier as Vampiric Assault.
So I usually get Vamp Assault. I mean, I think I probably would continue to get that, but I would consider at least giving this a shot. But.
Yeah.
No, it's gonna be. We already like when we have a dedicated heroes, like when I play Malfurion, Idra won't get Vamp Assault because he can rely on me to keep him up. I don't know. I think Demon Hunter is going to be so good this patch.
Yeah.
I can't wait. Like it's going to be scary to see a good Demon Hunter. Like Idra already plays Demon Hunter more than any other hero out there.
Really?
Yeah. I'm really just like excited. Like, no, Idra, you can't play Brightwing tonight. You don't get to try the new heroes. You get to play Demon Hunter, and we get to.
I can't wait to play Brightwing tonight. I can't wait.
Servers are still not up. I'm happy. Blizzard was like, you know what? The Town Hall guys don't get to play, so.
Wait, the servers aren't up yet?
Nope, they're still not up. I keep logging in to check.
Ruins my tweet.
My other quick thing that I want to mention, Sergeant Hammer, basic attack increase. That's all I care about because I don't ever use Siege Mode because Siege Mode is still not good.
It's a nice change, and I think it's good. Cast time decrease.
I mean, yeah, but it's still stun yourself for half a second so that you can do a little bit more damage but can't move.
50% reduction on that. That is freaking ginormous.
You're still stunning yourself.
I mean,
that's huge.
People just have to realize that Siege Mode does not increase damage to enemy heroes.
It does.
Once they realize that it is only for pushing, then I mean that's fine.
But
I like
the
change.
character
it's still good for that. You can still
more
use
fluid now. Like it's 50% less risky. Like.
It's not a bad thing. You shouldn't be going Siege Mode in most situations, but there are situations where you do, and this is a good thing for that.
It's not like people act like Siege Mode is trash and should not be used, and that is absolutely false.
No, obviously not.
Just
I mean, I go Siege Mode. I go Siege Mode pretty often. It's just that it still leaves you incredibly vulnerable. Like Like, I can't go siege mode if I don't know where one person is, because any one person, even if it's like an Abathur who comes up and tries to slap fight me, like you're gonna die because you are just immobile. You can't do anything, and to get out of that, you have to stun yourself.
I would like to see a talent that makes it so that when you disengage siege mode, it pushes everything away from you, just like a pushback.
Yeah, but that's pretty much what 100 caliber blast is.
Yeah, but that caliber blast is at like a 12-second cooldown. So even if you
you just don't use it when you're in siege mode.
Even if you're like, well, I mean, yeah. So at this point, the 0.5 seconds is great, but still, even if you use 100 caliber blast and start to unsiege, they're already back on you.
So
like,
what about siege?
Away for the half second that you have to stun yourself in order to get away.
All right. What about a 25% speed boost for 4 seconds?
Yeah, if I didn't have to use my boost whenever I got out of siege mode, that'd be great.
Just a short boost for disengaging?
No.
It would be broken.
Because that would just, there has, like, siege mode, you gain something for it. And there has to be a punishment for that. Like, if they can just, like, if you were to go siege mode and there's no threat of you getting ganked,
then you're spending a talent on being able to be more siegey. It's not like you just have it. It's a talent.
You don't need to be more, like, people need to realize that Siege Tank has a design. It's for pushing minions and pushing lane. That's it. Doesn't need to be used in team fights, doesn't need to be used outside of that. It just needs to be used for what it's designed for. I think Siege Tank's a perfect hero. People just need to realize you just can't sit in siege mode. It's not, the hero's not designed for that.
Fair enough.
It's Siege Tank. I want to be in siege mode.
I know you want to by default because we all played StarCraft, but I love the design of Siege Tank.
All right, Kubi, Tassadar, go.
Let me find this. Where I had the patch notes up and you guys distracted
It's right here.
me.
It's on the screen. Look at the screen.
Yeah, I got it. All right, relax. Okay, all right, Tassadar. Protective shield cooldown increased from 6 to 8. Good. Health increased, reduced from 850, 160 per level to 800. Okay, so health nerf, shield, more cooldown. Is it enough?
Yeah, I mean, it's a small change. It's not going to break the hero. It's not going to be like, oh, Tassadar's below Uther now. He's still going to be a great hero. He's just a little bit worse. You know, it needed to happen. He was like by far the best hero in the game.
Yeah. I think
both the changes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's still good. It's not bad.
I still want to get rid of that E. I don't like it. I hate it so much.
By design, it's pretty annoying.
And I want them to get rid of Time Warp, and I want them to have Psystorm, because it doesn't make sense that he has a Mothership Core ability when he's a High Templar.
Yeah. I mean, I can't disagree. The fact that he's a High Templar with that Psystorm is really, really odd.
I wonder if like that's just the way they happen to design Tassadar, or if this has something to deal with, like maybe he's playable in Legacy of the Void, and that's how he's played in that game. Because if you compare Raynor to how he's played in Wings of Liberty to how he's played in Heroes of the Storm, it's almost an exact mirror.
Yeah. I mean, that could be it. They might have like another High Templar or Dark Templar, or not Dark Templar, but
yeah. But they said that they haven't even began design on Legacy of the Void yet. They said that.
Of course they have.
Began design, dude. They have ideas written down. They have
ideas, right? Okay, right. Cool.
But it's a Protoss campaign, so I can pretty much tell you they're like, this is how Tassadar is going to play. This is how Zeratul is going to play.
They need to take his. Just for my sanity's sake, I know lore is gone. I want them to have that Psystorm, and I want them.
This is the Legacy of the Void podcast.
I know they want to. I know they want to have Force Shield Wall, whatever the hell they call it. Just call it hallucination, and have a hallucinated like giant fat seal. I don't know, something. It's a hallucination. Just put a giant hallucination instead of a force field, because right now he summons.
They're both
a force field of a wall.
They're both sentry spells, though.
Well, yeah, hallucination was originally on Templar.
Spoiler: in Legacy of the Void, 2 sentries can merge into a Sentry Archon, and that's how they play.
Okay. Well, whatever. Semantics.
I like the changes. Let's talk about 2 important ones as well, or two that people need to think a little bit more about. Gazlo's ult got a time increase from 90 to 110 seconds, which kind of seems like a big deal. But when you get the talent that allows your salvaging of your own turrets to reduce cooldown, that's like 2 extra turrets.
Yeah.
Huh.
So it really, if you don't get that talent, that's kind of a big deal. But if you do get that talent, which most Gazlos should be getting that talent, then it really changes nothing.
Wombo combos are still alive and well.
Also, they reduced the cooldown of Haymaker to 50 seconds. Awesome. Murden's viable now.
Yep. That fixed Murden right there.
If it was like 20 seconds, I think that would actually be a pretty cool.
That's what I would hope. Like, I want it just to be a really short cooldown. Like,
yeah, like even no, I want it to be like 12 seconds. Seriously, it needs to be like.
No.
Okay, that's a bit strong, Jake.
No, man, it's not like it's
8
very
seconds.
good.
Come on, man.
I mean, like 20
One that-
seconds, you get 2 kicks in a fight. You kick somebody away.
I'm really curious to see how the
punches.
Kerrigan change is going to play out, because they increased the Ultralisk movement speed from 4.5 to 5, which, if it was going into last build, the older build, that would be awesome. It's like, it's so much faster. But with everyone getting that
4.4.
Yeah.
does it make a difference?
No, I think that's why it was changed. It's going to be the same. I don't.
Well,
think...
no. Now it's 0.1 faster than it used to be in Delta.
Will it change anything?
No, because originally it was 4.5, and so it's a 5.5 speed buff. Now it's a 0.6 speed buff compared to you.
Now, if they made it so you could micro the ultra, maybe. Then I'd be like, that's a huge change. Now ultra's really scary, but I'm not scared of the Ultralisk.
Honestly, they should just make it so that they should take the buffed ultra and make that her level 10, and then just at level 20 you get 2.
Or at level 20, when the ultra dies, it shits out a bunch of Zerglings that just swarm people.
Yo, that would be cool.
I like that idea.
Blizzard, listen to this man.
Or how about at level 20, instead of an ultra, you spawn a Zagara, and then your 6th friend joins the game, and now you have a Zagara in the game.
Yeah, because that's balance, yo.
Zeratul, the only
Blizzard
other
higher.
change I think is worth talking about. He actually got a pretty big damage, basic attack damage scaling reduced. I think it's 15 per level to 12.
Yep.
Which is a lot.
It's a real lot.
Which just makes, I think, Void Prism even the more likely chosen option.
Yeah. 20%. It's huge.
Big deal.
Big.
Any other changes to heroes that you guys thought were noteworthy? I mean, there's a lot of changes, guys. I'll link them in chat.
Material still sucks.
Yeah.
I'm curious, though, to see how, I mean, everyone's getting that, 10% movement speed buff?
Yeah.
I wonder how, everyone's getting it, so you wouldn't think that it would make that big of a deal. But I wonder if it actually does. I wonder if some of the heroes play, a little bit better. I wonder how much of an impact that will have alone on the balance of certain heroes.
We'll see. I don't know.
I would say overall,
I think,
overall the bad characters, bad heroes, they missed the mark as to why they were bad like that.
Oh, we didn't talk about Barbarian!
Yeah, I saw so many changes. I was like, I don't even want to read that.
It's still useless.
Whirlwind is still useless, yes.
Yeah.
But Slam now has an innate AoE and does only 25% of its damage. However, the talent now makes it 100%. Which,
I wonder how much,
is still kind of cool. I'm still going to get that talent because it's still wicked awesome.
There was a lot of Barbarian changes that were just bad.
But adding the 10% move speed buff on her Q is awesome because it always felt like I would Q to somebody, I would get one
And then
attack,
get away.
and then they'd already be gone.
Yeah.
So-
I like the changes a lot. There's a lot of lifesteal nerfs, which it's kind of like, oh, she's less tanky now. But there's a lot of movement speed nerfs, and with Wrath of the Berserker being the most common heroic chosen right now, I'm really excited to play Barbarian now, and I wonder how the Wrath of Berserker changes are going to affect her play.
Yeah, I'm really curious about that too.
Cooldown reduced from 100 seconds to 20, and the spell's a lot different.
Yeah.
That's kind of ridiculous, actually. Anyway, I'd have to play her more to see really what's going on with those buffs. I just wish they fixed Tyrael, mainly because they didn't wipe my my real life money purchases, and I still have Tyrael.
I think we'll have a lot to talk about next week. I think next week's show is going to be great.
Well, next week's show is going to be all right. Regroup. We've played the game a bunch now.
Yeah.
This is what has changed.
We'll have that level 40 tag back on me too.
1 week? You doing it?
Well,
you doing it?
Week. I'm gonna go ham this
Put you to that?
weekend.
You know. I just
How
found
about this?
I just found
How
out.
about this?
Yo,
We will wipe all of your curse money if you can do it in 1
I don't know if I'm
No,
willing
that's
to do
too
that.
much money.
That's,
How about this?
No,
Wait,
I don't like
wait,
that.
wait,
No. Okay, I got a better idea.
that's not fair to the viewers that want their free skins.
I want to pay the money still.
We redistribute it to me, Corey, and Jake We divide it 3 ways if you can get 40 in 1 week.
No,
I don't like that.
that's
No,
for our fans, dude.
No,
I know,
we'll
that's
do
what
this.
I'm
saying.
How about this
You're
instead? I got a good
We
proposal.
still
I
pay.
still pay
We
my
still
amount,
have
but if
money.
I have level 40,
Oh, I
you
see.
guys equal my payment as well. So we have double the
I'll
money
do
going to you.
That's fine.
Yep.
And I think you'll do it. I think you'll do
If we
it.
have to right now, am I like putting in $60?
You're putting in like $40.
I do not have 40. I've got 20 at most, guys.
Corey's,
I don't cuss that off.
Corey's got the
Let me
count.
check. I'll check the count. Hold on. Give me a second, guys. Okay.
While he's
Do
doing
have-
that, any other changes? I like the mosh pit nerf. It needed a slight change. That's fine. Other than that,
I was not scared of Mosh Pit, mainly because I'm a Diablo player, so I just saved my Shadow Charge for whenever he used it anyway.
Corey, what's the verdict? You got it?
Yes, verdict is 32? No, 24.
told you.
He's up to
Is that
20.
included tonight?
What? Yeah, that includes tonight's, which he has
24.
really just gone off the deep end with that.
That's a lot.
Whatever. I haven't said that many tonight.
Do I still have this?
More than everyone else. I'll
Well,
say
that's
that.
give it.
By a long shot. By a long shot.
24 times.
Oh, you guys can like split the 24. We don't need to each of you pay 24. You just like
No,
equally.
we're each paying 24 if you hit 40.
Okay,
I am down
I
for
like
that. I am down for that.
I don't work Friday, so I got all weekend to. So by next Tuesday, if I can hit 40, we will have a lot
There
of skins to give away,
are a
guys.
lot of ways
Yo.
to get experience really fast.
I just
So they
found out.
nerfed a lot of the exploits.
That's good. Girlfriend's one of her good friends, is going to be in the town for a week. So all weekend she's busy hanging out with her friend. Means mass heroes for me. I'm ecstatic. I mean, I love my girlfriend, but I love playing heroes. So
Prime offender. Let's put it back. Nice. I think that's it we can talk about, guys. I mean,
yeah, good show.
I liked it.
That's it for me.
As soon as the servers are up, I'm buying the pony mount, even though I shouldn't.
Pony. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I mean, I expect nothing less of you.
But next week's show, guys, we'll have the patch to talk about, any other news. We'll have a lot to discuss. We'll go really in depth. We'll spend a good, like, maybe 20 minutes talking about Lili and Brightwing after we've all had a lot of chances to play her.
Yep.
We can also go in depth on Diablo and stuff. So next week's show, we'll have a more in-depth analysis on all the changes.
Yep.
Let's get some shout-outs. Jake, take it away, man.
Boom, boom, boom. As soon as the servers go up, I will be streaming myself. I'm going to play Brightwing almost exclusively tonight. So yeah, MLG.TV.
Prepare for those long queues, Jake.
Yeah, I am. I know. But MLG.TV/SolidJake for that. SolidJakeGG on Twitter and YouTube. The VOD will in fact be on YouTube. And thanks for watching. Super pumped.
Corey with a K.
Yes, follow me at Omega Black Mage. I will probably also be playing, at least with Jake. I'll be on his stream. Yeah, that's it for me. I'll be playing a lot of heroes this week. So lots to talk about next week. I'm excited.
Kev.
Actually, I won't be playing that much this week. I've got a lot of stuff going on, and I got Easter weekend. I got to go home to my parents' house. So unfortunately, well, actually, I will be seeing how well it works. I will be seeing how well it works on the Mac OS. Just use my MacBook. But other than that, shoutouts to myself and level 40 IVD Zoya. You can follow me on Twitter at Sham2, as well as my YouTube, which is youtube.com/Sham2. I'm going to be putting up probably another gameplay video by the end of the week if I can get as much gameplay as I want to.
Yo,
Okay.
I'm making... Oh, exciting announcement about Town Hall. Just because I remembered. We're getting an intro made, and it's going to be sick. Yeah.
Serious?
Yeah, guy at
Wait,
MLG.
what was
One of our video editors at MLG is like, he's going to help us make an intro for the show.
Wow.
So it's going to be super, super sick. And shout outs to Let's Go Home if he's actually watching. I doubt he is, but he does awesome work. He just made that Smash video. I don't know if you guys saw our Smash hype video.
Oh, he's the one that made that?
Yeah, he made that. So he's going to make an intro for our show. And
So you just got super quiet.
yeah, your mic is quiet.
Is it fine now?
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
You know what happened is that he's so high above us because he's level 40. We just
Yeah,
can't
it's
hear
actually
him.
really hard to hear him. Yeah, that's true.
He's
He's on the Wall of Fame.
yeah, Wall of Fame.
Wall of Fame.
Zoya, what's going on, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout-outs.
follow me at IVD Zoya.
Talk to
Check
us.
out my team, IVDgaming.com. Hearthstone, StarCraft squads. Players do very well. Puck, unfortunately lost in WCSA, but he played very good games, so shout out to him. Shout out to all the guys on the show. You guys make this my favorite part of the week every Tuesday night.
course.
Big want to like recommend to people that view this. Find a group of friends, like either meet people in general chat, find people to play with. Because Kevin and I, we play with these people all the time. We learn so much just discussing the game. This is a game that you really need to play with just a solid amount of people and just talk about it, because there's just so much you can learn from just having a group mind, just constantly just giving feedback on your play and stuff. It's completely different than StarCraft. Jake quit smiling. There's other stuff. Oh, shout out to Heroes Nexus. We use all of they have some of the best layouts for the show ever. We basically use them exclusively now for showing you guys stuff. So shout out to them.
Yo, Heroes Nexus is the best.
They
Kevin
probably got
and I
more
will be-
airtime than we did.
Yeah,
Probably.
I think this
Kevin-
week they did.
Kevin and I are also currently writing guides for them. So I wrote a Malfurion guide it got
Very
posted last
nice.
Sunday. So if you guys haven't
That's
seen
very
it, go over to Heroes Nexus, check out their strategy forum. You can see my Malfurion guide up there.
I'm gonna make a Brightwing guide this week.
Nobody cares, Jake. He said Kevin and I, not Kevin, Jake and I.
Yeah, the casuals don't get to write guides.
Oh,
Gosh.
ho, ho.
Talk to me when you're level 40. Oh, wait, hold on. Level
yeah, follow the
32
stream.
and above.
Yeah, level 30, above level 30, okay? I got your back, Kev.
Yes, son.
Follow
Level
the stream
30.
here. I stream
Excuse
Heroes all the
me?
time. You got above 32, Corey?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah.
Cool.
Jeez. Wow, under
I'm
the
sorry,
bus.
so Jake's
so
only
fast.
casual.
No, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's
those
fine.
buffs are so cool.
Whatever.
To be fair, I played on 2 accounts throughout the beta.
That is true.
Whatever, buddy.
But yeah, follow the stream here if you like Town Hall. I also stream all the time. I don't think I'm going to stream tonight. I don't know. But yeah, that's it for Town Hall Episode 9. Episode 10, we're going to have a lot to talk about, guys, so make sure you tune in that same time, same place next week. We are Town Hall, and we'll see you guys next week.
Peace.